I want to ask you something personal. How many words do you need to speak English? Take a guess. Most people say thousands, and that belief is exactly why they stay stuck. It's not your fault. Nobody told you the truth. Today, I want to share something that changed everything for me. Something most English courses never tell you. You do not need thousands of words to speak English well. You need 500. That is it. 500. 500 words. And I know what you are thinking. That sounds too easy. That cannot actually work. I thought the exact same thing. But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to see English completely differently. Linguists, people who study language for a living, analyzed thousands of real conversations. Not textbook conversations. Real ones between friends at work at a cafe. And here is what they found. The 500 most common English words cover 65% of everything people actually say. Add 500 more and you hit 90%. 90% of daily speech. From 1,000 words. But here is the part that changes everything. It is not about how many words you know. It is about how fast you can use the ones you already have. And that is a very different problem. Let me tell you about a student I know. 3 years of English. A vocabulary notebook with 2,000 words. She could read articles, understand grammar rules, define words like abundant and meticulous. Then one day she met a native speaker. The person said, "Hey, how is it going?" And she froze. Completely blank. Not because she did not know the words, because her brain had never been trained to use them in real time. She knew the words. She did not own them. And that difference, knowing versus owning, that is everything. Knowing a word means you recognize it on a page. Owning it means it comes out of your mouth without thinking. That is what we are building today. Now, before I show you how, I need to say something, because I know some of you are already skeptical. You have been learning English for years. You have tried apps, courses, YouTube videos, and you still feel stuck. So why would this be any different? Here is why. Most methods teach you to collect words. This method teaches you to use them. There is a huge difference between a library you cannot read and a small toolkit you can actually pick up and work with. And that brings me to something your brain really needs to hear. Your brain does not store language as separate words. It stores patterns, chunks of words that travel together, that belong together. Think about the word take. If you only know take as to carry something, you will sound stiff. But what happens when you learn take your time? Take care, take a break, take responsibility. Your mouth learns the rhythm of those phrases. Your brain stops processing them word by word. They just come out. That is fluency. Not translating in your head. Just speaking. Let me show you this with another word. The word get. Get up, get ready, get better, get tired, get lost, get along, get back. Native speakers use get constantly. It does so many different jobs. And once you start playing with it, it becomes one of your best tools in English. Or the word make. You know make when you can define it. You own make when you naturally say, make breakfast, make a mistake, make money, make friends, make sense. Each combination adds a layer. Every time you use the same word in a new way, you get a little more fluent. You are not memorizing phrases. You are training your mouth and your brain at the same time. And here is the thing about chunks. You do not need millions of them. You need the right ones. The ones built from your 500 core words. Used in combinations in real sentences in your actual life. Okay, so how do you actually do this? Let me give you the exact steps. Step 1. Choose your core words. Start with a list of the 500 most common English words. You can find this online in 30 seconds, but then do something most people skip. Make it personal. If you are a nurse, add patient, symptoms, urgent. If you love cooking, add chop, boil, season, recipe. Your brain holds on to words that matter to your life. Generic lists fade. Personal ones stick. Step 2, never study a word alone. This is the mistake I see everywhere. People write a word, write the translation, and move on. And then they forget it in 3 days because there is nothing to hold it in place. Instead, write a sentence that actually means something to you. Not arrive means to come to a place. Write, I usually arrive home at 6 and my dog goes crazy. Say it out loud. Record yourself and listen back. You will catch things you never noticed while speaking. Every repetition builds what scientists call automaticity. Your brain stops translating. It starts reacting. That is when English starts to feel natural. Step 3, connect new words to old ones. This is where it gets fun. You already know go, work, early, traffic. You can say I go to work early because of traffic. Now you learn train and cheap. Suddenly you can say I go to work early because the train is cheaper. You did not memorize that sentence. You built it from words you already owned. That is how vocabulary grows naturally, not by adding to a list, by using what you have in new ways. Step 4, tell tiny stories. Once a week, write or say a short story using your words. It does not have to be long. Yesterday I went to the market. I bought tomatoes and pasta. I cooked dinner and watched something on TV. That is real English. The kind that makes you fluent. Not the kind in a textbook written 40 years ago. Now, I want to stop here for a second, because there is something I need to say that most language teachers skip. Learning English is emotional. It is not just a brain exercise. I know what it feels like to study for months and still feel like you are standing in the same place. That quiet frustration. Why is everyone else improving and I am not? The embarrassment when you cannot find the right word mid-sentence. The exhaustion of forgetting things you already learned. That is real, and it is not your fault. The method was wrong, not you. Here is what I have seen happen when people switch to this approach. Something relaxes. The mountain shrinks. It stops feeling like you have to climb something enormous and endless. It starts feeling like a clear path you can actually walk. And small wins start happening. You understand a video without subtitles. You get through a conversation without freezing. You reply to a message in English without opening a dictionary. These feel small. They are not small. They are proof your brain is changing. There is actually science behind why this works so well. Every time you finish a small goal, your brain releases dopamine. That is the chemical that makes you feel good. It says, that felt nice, let's do it again. When your tasks are small and clear, you get that reward more often. Learning stops feeling like a chore. It starts feeling like something you actually want to do. And this connects to something called the 80-20 rule. Maybe you have heard of it. The idea is that 80% of results come from 20% of effort. In English, that 20% is your core vocabulary. The 500 to 1,000 words that show up in almost everything. Think of it like cooking. You might have an entire cabinet full of spices, but most meals only need salt, pepper, olive oil, and garlic. Those 4 things make almost anything taste good. Your core words work the same way. Once you know them deeply, they show up everywhere, and everything else starts making sense because of them. You stop feeling like you are behind because you are not collecting more and more words you cannot use. You are going deeper into the ones that actually matter. And I want to show you exactly what this looks like in a real day. Because you are busy. You have work, family, a life. You do not have 3 hours for English. But you have 15 minutes. Almost everyone does. Morning, 5 minutes. Go over yesterday's sentences while you make coffee. Say them out loud. Attach English to something you already do, and you never have to find time for it. Midday, 5 minutes. Listen to something short in English. A clip, a voice message, a short video. Just notice how often your core words appear. They are everywhere. Evening, 5 minutes. Tell a tiny story using your words from that week. Out loud or written. Record it, listen back, fix one thing. Just one. 15 minutes total. No burnout. No guilt. Just daily rhythm. And that rhythm is what tells your brain, this is important, hold on to it. 90 days of this and you will feel a real difference. Not a small one, a real one. Before we get to your action plan, I want to quickly talk about 3 mistakes that quietly kill progress for most learners. Mistake 1, learning lists without sentences. 20 words in a column with translations. It feels productive. You forget most of them within a week. Because there is no context, no feeling, nothing to hold them in place. Always put your words inside a sentence. Give them somewhere to live. Mistake 2, waiting until you feel ready to speak. I hear this all the time. I will start speaking when my English is better. But that is backwards. Confidence does not come before speaking. It comes from speaking, even alone. Even in your kitchen, talking through your day in English. That counts. Start before you feel ready. Mistake 3, trying to learn too much at once. 10 words a day is enough. 10 words in real sentences. 10 words said out loud. 10 words owned, not 50 words forgotten. Now here is what I want you to picture. You 1 year from now. You check your phone, there is a message in English. You read it and understand it immediately. You reply without thinking twice. You travel somewhere and order coffee without rehearsing it in your head first. You watch a video in English and catch yourself laughing at the right moment. Not 2 seconds late. Right at the moment. Because you understood without translating. You stop mid-thought and realize, I just thought in English. That is not a fantasy. That is what happens when your foundation is solid. And I want to tell you something about that snowball effect. Because it is real and it feels almost magical when it starts. At first, progress feels slow. You study, you practice, you forget, you practice again. It can feel like nothing is happening. But underneath, your brain is building pathways. Quiet ones. And then one day, something clicks. A word comes out before you finish thinking about it. A phrase lands perfectly. You understand something you never would have caught before. And that is the snowball starting to roll. Because here is the thing about this approach. Once your core words are truly owned, everything else starts coming to you. New words attached to things you already know. You guess meanings from context. You pick up phrases without studying them. Slow at first, and then faster than you expect. Until one day you realize you are not learning English anymore. You are just using it. So here is your action step for today. When this video ends, open your phone or a notebook. Write down these 10 words. Go, do, have, want, good, get, make, time, people, know. Write one short paragraph using them. Talk about your day. Talk about something you want. Make it about your actual life. Then read it out loud 3 times. Something will shift by the 3rd read. It will feel a little more natural, a little more like you. Tomorrow, add 5 new words. The day after, 5 more. Keep going. 50 days from now, you will have used over 500 words in your own voice, in your own sentences, about your own life, not in a list you barely remember. In your mouth, ready when you need them. That is ownership. That is fluency. And you can absolutely get there. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this helped you, share it with one friend who is also learning English. And come back for the next lesson. Until then, keep going, keep talking, and please be kind to yourself while you learn. You are doing better than you think.